Hey everyone, Camden here. It is February 8th, 2019, and welcome to the Ranking Ball preview show. I've been up all night playing the new Apex Legends, this new Battle Royale game. Really fun. It's by the creators of Titanfall, and they use the same engine, same universe. So it's kind of like all the shooting gameplay minus the mechs that Titanfall is known for. So kind of sounds weird. A game known for mechs doesn't have mechs in it, but it plays really fun. Trust me. Go out, download it. Really cool game. So trade deadline is over, and let's get into the news. Whoa. Fancy stuff here. We're getting a little bit more fancy over here. Here's today's scores. Got the Pacers over the Clippers, Lakers over the Celtics with, I think, with Rondo hitting the game-winning shot of the end of the match. That's a pretty exciting game to watch. Even though I thought that the Lakers-Celtics game, I didn't think it was going to be like that high scoring. I didn't even expect the Lakers to score that many points, so surprise. Magic over the Wolves, Thunder over the Grizzlies, Raptors over the Hawks, and Blazers over the Spurs. Today's matches got the Knicks at Pistons, Nuggets at Sixers, Cavs at Wizards, Bulls at Nets, Bucks at Mavs, Warriors at Suns, Wolves at Pelicans, and the Heat at the Kings. In the news, NBA trade deadline is over. It was crazy. Many things happened. We'll get to that later. Pelicans still, part two. Trade deadline over. Pelicans announced that they're going to attend on playing Davis throughout the season more. So he had been inactive. Coach's decision not to play. They didn't want kind of him to be a distraction during this whole trade situation going on. Everyone's in the news. Everything's going on. He made a commotion about saying he wanted to be traded. The Pelicans thought it'd be best to sit him and not, have everyone have this whole thing clout going over them. NBA All-Star games coming up soon. It's going to be Team LeBron James versus Team Giannis Antetokounmpo. And within the first round, James picked Durant and Giannis picked Curry in the first round. Other news, Westbrook had his 8th straight triple-double, tying Michael Jordan. He looks to tie the record holder of Chamberlain, against this Saturday against the Rockets. He plans to tie, and then if he can tie it, hopefully he can go break the record. So. MLB news, Phillies acquired all-star catcher JT Realmuto from the Marlins, forward catcher Jorge Alfaro, pitching prospects and international slot, meaning that they can get another international player onto their team. Rangers signed the Hunter Pence to a minor league deal. Hunter Pence was big deal within the World Series a couple years ago. So a little bit older, 35 years old. He is still playing, still in the minor league, so he is invited to come to open tryouts later on, but maybe we'll see Hunter Pence later on in the year. Esports. New Battle Royale game, talked about earlier, by Respawn Entertainment, set in the Titanfall universe, has surpassed 10 million players in 3 days. So they announced this game and then released it within the same day. Surprise hit by everybody. Respawn is owned by EA. EA has came out recently saying that they haven't been performing as well as they wish, meaning that they're not making enough money because Battlefield 1 didn't do that well. Same thing, kind of really bad, development plan with that. And then a lot of people are really upset with EA as well, saying they've only developed 2 Star Wars games so far, and both of them have had controversy. So a lot of people are feeling that EA has kind of just going downhill with this, and especially they're not making any money from the FIFA Ultimate Team, one of their biggest cash cows. I think 25% of people didn't buy the newest FIFA, and also with other regulations, like with the loot boxes, especially in Belgium, which has outlawed loot boxes. They've had to stop doing FIFA Ultimate Points, which are used to buy these loot boxes. So a lot of controversy going on there. We'll see how EA goes into the future. But the one good thing is Respawn Entertainment, who launched this thing. So who wonders? Titanfall was one of those surprise games that came out. Everybody loved it, but it kind of went under the radar. So maybe Respawn will come here, maybe help get EA to be to compete with Epic Games, like with Fortnite. See, with such a short arrival, with their short arrival of the Apex Legends, there's Twitch announced a $200,000 Twitch Rivals event to kind of coincide with the game's surprise. So like, hey, this game is super popular now. Let's create a crazy game. Let's create this Twitch Rivals already. So we'll see. $200,000. That's a lot of money. League of Legends, up and coming teams like Griffin and Sandbox are a surprise hit of this spring season. They've been coming up and rising the ranks. They and teams they call them old guard like SKT. They're not performing. They're third place right now, but they're not doing as well as they wish. A lot of other teams like Green Wings and Griffin and stuff, they're with a lot of veteran players, they're just not doing that well this year. So it's kind of good to see a lot of young players, up and coming players, get to the top of the League of Legends and the LCK. All right, that's old trade news. All right, here's new trade news. I'm not gonna go fully into this, but we have some notable trades right here with the Milwaukee getting Marichik. Marcus Gasol going into the Raptors. That's I didn't see that going to. He was firmly in. I thought he was gonna be firmly within the Grizzlies. Kind of makes the Grizzlies, definitely a lot worse. And Toronto getting better because they're definitely competing to win the national championship this year. Especially when they're gonna have to be facing against probably the Bucks later on in the finals. Who else? Markelle Fultz to the Orlando Magic. Kind of surprised there, and Jabari Bird is here. So I think kind of not what everyone was hoping for in the final hours of the trade deadline. Everyone was hoping to see where Anthony Davis would go, but kind of fell flat, staying with the Pelicans, and we'll have to wait until free agency season comes around. Tonight's featured match is the Heat versus the Kings. It's tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Heat are on a road trip right now, so a lot of the East Coast Heat fans, hopefully you brought your popcorn because it's going to be a late night. Injuries, got no injuries reported for the Heat, and the Kings got Caleb Swanigan, probably game time decision. Won't really affect the game that much going on. Previous game starters, you will see here's lineup for previous game starters, but the one thing that you do know with this trade news is that the Kings acquired Harrison Barnes from the Dallas Mavericks, and that is going to possibly change the lineup for tonight. Ooh, they'll probably stick him right in tonight. So this is my possible starters for tonight. I think the Waiter is going to get more time tonight. I think he's going to be starting tonight because the Heat did trade Tyler Johnson as well. So we're going to see two players in this kind of starting position change. Waiters I think is going to be starting for the Heat, and then Barnes is going to be starting for the Kings. All right. So before we get into the creating the bingo the ranking ball board. Here are my key takeaways. Kings won 3 straight against the Heat, but for some reason the Heat are really good on the road this year. They're causing. It's strange. They can't win at home, even though they have like some of like the coolest. Bennett had like the vice. What was it? The vice jerseys, the vice court this year. They just haven't been able to win at home. Kind of sucks. I wish they would be able to do more of a solid for Dwayne Wade in his final year. But on the road, at least Dwayne Wade gets to show up. He'll be playing a little bit more more minutes this time around with the trade line over. Excuse me. Barnes likely make a start for the Kings. And here's your last game. That's 5 games. Heat are 2-3. Kings are 3-2. You'll notice a lot of point differential. Like we're gonna see the Kings scoring a lot more points. That's a lot of that's a huge difference of points right there between the Heat and the Kings. 17 points. That means that Kings are definitely going to be getting more possessions, more attempts at hitting the some more field goal attempts. So we'll probably see a lot more of the Kings scoring more points tonight. You also see field goals made. Kings are definitely more up top. Kings have a higher field goal percentage. Free throws made, rebounds, assists, turnovers, less turnovers, same steals, and more blocks. So all the stats point to the Kings winning this game tonight. Kings have been doing very well, and we'll have to see how Barnes plays within this matchup tonight. And it could, with the way that he had been playing on the road this season, we'll have to see. And then I think they lost the last game as well. So it could be. I think it will probably be like a more defensive game by the Heat, so they might push these Kings numbers down. They'll probably push the Kings point total down a little bit. So, but I still think the Kings are going to be scoring a little bit more points tonight. So, my final say for the game tonight: Heat will look for more minutes by Wade and Waiters, and the team will focus more on defense. Kings will get more positions, cause turnovers, and more points. You can see that from the stats up there. My board strategy tonight is same team grouping. That means I think you'll want to put more of your teams, same players on the same team together tonight, and you should see a little bit more of a higher bingo ratio. Bingo hit ratio. So tonight, here's what we have so far with the Sacramento Kings. A lot of these players, these 4 players. But like I said, Harrison Barnes is gonna be playing tonight, so I want to see how he's gonna do. I'm gonna put him up here, and he was doing very well for the Mavs. So I feel like he's going to be getting a lot of points. So let's put Fox in here. I'm gonna put these starting players next to each other. I'm gonna put the Kings' best players, group them together. This is what I mean by grouping. I'm gonna put the Kings players together like this, and then I'm gonna put the Heat players in this line right here as well. So as we say, like Whiteside has been the best player for the Miami Heat these past couple of days, especially these last 5 games. So expect more rebounds, more production from Whiteside, Josh Richardson. Like we said, Tyler Johnson is gone, so he's not gonna be. He's not gonna show up on this board. So everything has changed already within the ranking ball. You'll notice that Harrison Barnes is already on the Kings. So I'm gonna group a lot of the players, some of the best players down here. I'm gonna put more of the Heat players. Maybe probably like more Heat players here. So that's gonna be my strategy for tonight. So I'm gonna do a lot of like kind of these groupings here. So I've got 8 and 8. This is going to be my strategy, my lineup for tonight. Like I said, everything can change. It's not this is all subject to change for the night. And I'm gonna go ahead and enter into this list. And I want to thank everyone. Hope you have a good weekend. Don't forget, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Telegram, and Twitch. Also, it's been a nice Lunar New Year, everyone out there who celebrates. And I'll see you on Monday. So have a nice weekend. See y'all later. Bye.